Welcome back, viewers. Welcome to our channel Make Math Easy. In the last class we discussed about the chain rule, what is the difference between implicit and explicit functions, and also we discussed how to solve the inverse trigonometric functions, right? We will just quickly recall what we learned in our last class and then we will go into today's topic. So mainly when you are having the inverse trigonometric function, the first basic rule that you have to remember is try to cancel out the inverse trigonometric function. We know that the basic rule in the inverse trigonometric functions is any inverse trigonometric function will get cancelled with corresponding trigonometric function only. So that means whatever they had given inside the inverse trigonometric function also, try to convert that into the form of the given corresponding inverse trigonometric function. So then what will happen, then the inverse trigonometric function given, as you convert it into corresponding trigonometric function, both will get cancelled and you will left out with a very simplified function. So I will just give a simple example and then we will go into the today's topic. See, for example, if I have a question like this, y is equal to tan inverse of, say something like a cos x plus sin x divided by cos x minus sin x, and if I ask you to find the value of dy by dx. Okay, so it is very clear in this question, this outside function is a tan inverse function and the inside function is with respect to cos and sin. So I told you in the previous video how you have to think when you are dealing with the inverse trigonometric function. So as you are having here inside functions in terms of a cos and sin, but outside is a tan inverse function, try to convert this in terms of tan function. So that is equal to y is equal to tan inverse of, if I just divide with cos x in numerator and denominator, then it will become 1 plus tan x by 1 minus tan x. Now you can just observe here, this is nothing but tan inverse of, this 1 can be written as tan pi by 4 plus tan x whole divided by 1 minus, this can be written as tan pi by 4 into tan x, because tan pi by 4 is anyway 1 into tan x is anyway tan x again. So this is nothing but tan inverse of tan pi by 4 plus x, right? So this will become, finally tan inverse and tan will get cancelled, you are getting y is equal to pi by 4 plus x. See, our requirement is dy by dx, but till now we didn't apply any differentiation at all. We just simplified the inverse trigonometric function. Now if you apply the differentiation, dy by dx will be equal to 1, because pi by 4 is a constant whose derivative is 0 and x derivative will become 1. So this is how you have to simplify the function, simplify the inverse trigonometric functions when in the question, whenever you are having the inverse trigonometric function is there, you just have to think of how to convert this function into in terms of corresponding trigonometric function of given inverse trigonometric function, right? And then accordingly, if you simplify, your calculation part will become very simple. Okay. Right. Now let us go into today's topic. In today's class, we are going to learn about the logarithmic differentiation. So I'm going to explain you why we have to go for logarithmic differentiation and what are the different types of formulations that are associated with the logarithmic differentiation. So before going for that logarithmic differentiation, I just want to give you some basic clarity about what are the different formulas which are in the same template. So let us discuss that first and then we will go into the actual logarithmic differentiation. So we know that y is equal to x power n is the one formula, y is equal to a power x, y is equal to e power x. So if you apply differentiation here, dy by dx is equal to n into x power n minus 1. For this, if you apply dy by dx is equal to a power x into log a, and here dy by dx is equal to e power x, because e power x differentiation is e power x itself. But here try to notice one important point here. This n is a constant, this a is a constant, this e is a fixed value, e is equal to 2.97 something, whereas this a can be any number and this n can be any number. So the basic difference, if you try to understand here, in all these formulations which are in the form of a exponent, somewhere in the base or in the power you are having some constant. Now what if the case is like this? If we are having function like y is equal to x power x. Now see, if I ask you to find the differentiation dy by dx is equal to, you will apply differentiation on both sides, you will be getting d by dx of x power x, right? But actually you cannot apply any of these formulations to get the answer. Why? Because here in this formula power is a constant, whereas power is a variable here. In this formula base is a constant, whereas base is the variable here. So that means here if you just see, this function is of the form f of x whole power g of x. That means both base and the power both are functions only. That means they are in terms of variables. So whenever you are having the functions in terms of variables, whatever known formulas we have with respect to differentiation, they are not applicable here. So what we have to do? To find out the differentiation for that, logarithm will help you out. In what sense the logarithm will help you out? From the properties of logarithm which are very helpful for us to find out the differentiation for this type of functions. This is one of the main application of logarithmic functions. Of course there are other applications of logarithmic differentiation as well. You know, the simple example I can tell you is, from the properties of logarithmic differentiation only, or from the properties of logarithm itself. See, for example, if I have a logarithm of a by b, we know that this can be written as log a minus log b. So just try to understand here what actually happened. If the question is in terms of a division, it converted into subtraction here. Now the same logic, please try to think from differentiation point of view. If I give you question like this, x plus 3 divided by x plus 5, let us say. If I ask you to find out the differentiation for this, for sure the first thought that will come to our mind is, we have to go for using the quotient rule or division rule, anything is same, quotient rule. But just understand from the logarithm point of view, when you apply the logarithm, whatever division you are having, this will be converted into log of x plus 3 minus log of x plus 5. Now we know that differentiation, if you are applying for addition or the subtraction, you can just simply split the differentiation for both the terms individually and you can go ahead with the answer. So previously you have to go for using the quotient rule and then you have to get the answer. Whereas here it is just a subtraction, straight away you can just think of directly applying differentiation for this function. This is the major, one of the applications of logarithmic differentiation. But the major application is if the question consists of a function power function model where the base and even in the exponent both are in the form of x. In that case, you have to apply the logarithm so that your calculation part will become simple. Now let us see how we have to apply the logarithm for this type of functions to get answer for the dy by dx. Okay. Now if I give you y is equal to x power x, so first thing that you have to notice is base and power both are variables. So I will apply logarithm on both sides. Log y is equal to log x power x. So we know that logarithm properties, whenever you are having a power like this, that power will come front. So this is equal to x into log x. Now see here, log y is equal to x into log x we are having, but our idea is to find out the dy by dx for this question. So that means what I have to do, I have to apply derivative on both sides. D by dx of log y is equal to d by dx of x into log x, right? So you can just observe here, it's a logarithm function. If you apply the differentiation for this, you will be getting 1 by y into dy by dx. Why? Because log x differentiation is 1 by x, but this is not x other than x, so you have to go for dy by dx. Whereas here x into log x you are having, that is nothing but you have a product of the two functions. So indirectly it is giving a hint that you have to use the product rule. So x into d by dx of log x plus log x into d by dx of x. So now what will happen, x into log x differentiation is 1 by x plus log x into d by dx of x is 1. So you will be getting 1 by y dy by dx, but you need only dy by dx value. So send this y to the other side. Dy by dx is equal to y into, this will become 1 plus log x, but y can be replaced with x power x into 1 plus log x. So this is how you have to apply the differentiation for the function power function model. Okay, just copy down this. We will discuss few more questions on this model and then we will end the class. Now let us see another sort of application of logarithm. Okay. See, for example, if I have a question like this, y is equal to something like x plus 3 whole square divided by x plus 1 into x plus 2, let us say. Okay. So you can observe here, basically if you won't apply the logarithm, what will happen? Initially you have to apply division rule, then you have to apply the product rule, and you have a square also. So it will become more complicated. So let us try to simplify it easily by applying logarithm on both sides. Log y is equal to log of x plus 3 whole square by x plus 1 into x plus 2, that is equal to log of a by b. So first simplification will be log of x plus 3 whole square minus log of x plus 1 into x plus 2. Next step will be 2 will come front because we discussed the power rule with logarithm. So 2 times of log of x plus 3. This is a product here. We know that log AB can be written as log A plus log B. But outside minus is there, so if I multiply with this minus, I will be getting log of x plus 2 with minus sign. Till now I didn't apply any differentiation. Now I am going to apply the differentiation for this. So apply differentiation 1 by y dy by dx is equal to, if you apply differentiation 2, log function differentiation will be x plus 3 1 by x. So this is not x. So inner derivative for that will be d by dx of x plus 3. Again here 1 by x plus 1 d by dx of x plus 1. Similarly the last step also 1 by x plus 2 d by dx of x plus 2. So we know that d by dx of x plus 3 will become, x derivative will be 1, 3 derivative will be 0, so it is 1. So finally we will get 2 by x plus 3 minus 1 by x plus 1 minus 1 by x plus 2. But you need the value of dy by dx. So dy by dx is equal to, send this y to other side, you will be getting into y. So at the end in the board exam, don't forget to replace this y with given question, because y you had taken. So it's better always replace this y with the given question. That will be the end of your answer. Right? Now, so in the next class there is another important model with respect to the same function power function model only, that we will discuss. Meanwhile, I will just give a small question as a homework. Try to do this. Y is equal to sin x whole power cos x. It is also just similar model only. Try to apply logarithm on both sides and then go for the further simplification. Right? Thank you.